Hello everybody and welcome back to Red Eagle Politics. Make sure you guys like this video down below and subscribe to the channel if you are new. So the RNC is back and Donald Trump's campaign and their fundraising, they are back. Trump and the RNC brought in $65.6 million in March, which raises them to $93 million of cash on hand, which is absolutely huge because we hear that Biden is going to out-fundraise Trump at a ridiculous number. And while Biden likely does end up getting more money than Donald Trump, it's very possible that that will be the case at the end of the day. Usually you can be outspent and still win. Hillary Clinton outspent Trump 3-1. Trump still won. She wasn't able to spend her way to popularity. And now you look at this, Donald Trump, just because he's being competitive means that the cash advantage for Biden is not going to have the impact that a lot of people hoped. We heard Trump is broke. The RNC is broke. The RNC was broke, actually. The RNC had $9 million cash on hand under Ronna McDaniel. And anybody who said, well, Trump getting McDaniel out of there is going to be a very bad decision, and Laura Trump doesn't have any experience, what is she going to bring to the table? This is just nepotism. No, she's competent. She's not the only one leading the RNC. You also have Michael Whatley, who's also very competent, but you have people in charge who appeal to the base and are also competent. And now Donald Trump and the RNC are going out there and they are fundraising a ridiculous amount of money to remain competitive against the Democrats. And that is absolutely huge. We need to do that in order to win. I mean, obviously, it is true that money's not everything, especially in presidential years. You have high turnout no matter what. You're in a polarizing climate. You can't really spend your way to popularity. But when it comes down to the mechanics and running a well-oiled machine, that's how this election is going to be won. It's going to be won in the trenches across 6 key competitive battleground states. And if you have more money, it's never really a bad thing to be competitive. You don't have to outspend your opponent to win, but just stay remotely competitive and spend your money relatively, I guess you would say, more wisely than certain members of the Trump campaign squandered the money back in 2020. Well, you're going to be in a very good position. And Trump is also fundraising. He's attempting to rake in a record $33 million during an upcoming Florida fundraiser with a lot of mega donors. That is also huge because you see what Biden's doing. He goes out there, he gets Clinton, he gets Obama, he gets Lizzo, all these random celebrities out there, and they rake in $25 million. And he's like, oh, well, look, haha, Trump, you're owned, which is ironic coming from these people. They were supposed to be against big money in politics. Well, apparently not. And obviously, it'd be better if we didn't have big money in politics, one could say, but you got to play the game you're in. And Donald Trump knows that, and that's exactly what he's doing. He's going out there. He's going to rake in a ridiculous amount of money during a Florida fundraiser. I believe he's doing another big fundraiser as well to try and compete with the money that Biden is bringing in, and that's something that is good. Donald Trump is planning on winning this election. The polls have him up. It is true that nationally some of the polls are, I guess you would say, moving to the left, but not by as much as some people think. Trump still leads in the RCP average. He's still in a very good position. Biden's approval is severely underwater on every single issue. People don't like the way he's handled the economy. People really don't like the way that he's handled immigration. And it seems like Biden's campaign is being run by a bunch of like 25-year-old resist lib / leftist combo. And Biden went out there on Easter and he declared Easter the trans day of visibility, which again, it's on Easter. And you could say, well, it fell on the same day. Well, first of all, there's problems with that because, A, why the hell are you acknowledging it at all? These people have like dozens of holidays that nobody in the real world cares about, and the optics of it declaring it on Easter is not going to be a good thing. And it's not like he just posted about it once, which he shouldn't have posted about it at all, but he talked extensively at length about it. He had all these posts, and then he denied doing it, which is ridiculous. Maybe he didn't do it. Maybe it was his staffers, but that's who's really running his campaign anyways, and that's who's running his administration. So Either way, it doesn't matter. But still, you did it on Easter. You see all these Democrat politicians, Happy Easter, they say, in one tweet, and then they put like a bunny emoji or an egg emoji. Easter's about more than that. You have millions of Christians in this country. This is a Christian country. Technically, there's no state religion. That doesn't mean that you can't celebrate it and use religious symbolism, but Biden's going out there banning religious symbolism for an objectively religious Christian holiday. I don't believe he would ever do that for Ramadan, Passover, etc., or any other religion. This is a war on Christians, and that we know. And that's partially why Biden declared it Trans Day of Visibility and spent far more time focusing on that than he spent focusing on Easter, which is ridiculous that he would even declare any holiday that in the first place in any serious country. In any serious country, you'd be laughing that person out of the room. 20 years ago, even people on the left would do that when we were a serious country. But Donald Trump, he came back good. He had a really good response to it right here. Take a listen to this.
And what the hell was Biden thinking when he declared Easter Sunday to be Trans Visibility Day? Such total disrespect to Christians, and November 5th is going to be called something else. It's going to be called Christian Visibility Day, when Christians turn out in numbers that nobody has ever seen before.
And that's right, 100%. Donald Trump acknowledging this, which, again, this is an issue that he's kind of not exactly been as active on compared to a lot of other conservatives, but still to see him come out and oppose this ridiculous nonsense, absolutely great, hitting back with a perfect one-liner, absolutely epic. And he did this in Green Bay, Wisconsin. He did an epic rally there. Last night, he had Senate candidate Eric Hovde there. He endorsed him, and he knows that it would be important to have that Senate seat too. But also you had the primary in Wisconsin last night, which is why he was there. But on top of it, Republicans may have ended their statewide election drought, and they did last night in Wisconsin with their referendums. And these are absolutely huge too. And voters amended the state constitution to ban the private funding of elections, which, again, this is banning Zuckerbucks. You look at how these major corporations are funding certain election offices, certain elections. However, not anymore. The state Republican legislature proposed this amendment, and they won on this amendment, which is huge. Republicans don't really do too well with these amendments, but still, nevertheless, it went out there. It passed. It did even respectably well in some liberal places like Dane County, for example. Milwaukee, it got 45% of the vote in Milwaukee, which is insane. Republicans did very well last night in Wisconsin. They swept a lot of school board elections despite being severely outspent. And you look at question number 2, look at this here. You see the fact that now only election officials designated by law can administer elections. This is an election integrity amendment to the Constitution proposed by the Republican state legislature. What did it exactly do? Well, it went out there. It tied in Milwaukee. It did very well statewide. It won by 17 points, and it's true. Election integrity is something that is popular. It is something that people want when it's marketed properly and correctly, and as a result, you see what happened. It passed by 200,000 votes last night, which is a lot for Wisconsin, for one. For two, especially in an election with lower turnout, to win by 200,000 votes, 17%. That is an epic landslide statement victory. Make no mistake about it. You see this here. Well, that's very, very good news for Republicans, especially ahead of this election, kind of keeping dark money at bay in the state of Wisconsin from impacting the elections. That's huge and should help Donald Trump out on net. So all in all, a very good past couple of days for Donald Trump, especially with this fundraising haul that he's doing to match the Democrats. It is true, some people might feel as if Biden has some of the momentum, but Republicans are determined to get it back. And now that you have competent leadership in charge and you're raising this amount of money, bringing in this epic fundraising haul, well, it seems as if Republicans are going to be in a good shape. But we have a long way to go. We have a very, very long way to go. But still, we're 7 months away, almost on the day from the 2024 election, and we got to keep fighting. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching this video. Like this video down below, comment down below, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications so you never miss another video. Follow me on social media. The links are all in the description down below, and I will see you guys in the next one. Red Eagle, out.